What's going on, YouTube? It's Drano's back at it again, bringing you the start of Season 2 of the Miami Hurricanes Dynasty here on NCAA 14. Glad to be back to be posting videos to you guys. I know it's been probably about a week since I posted, but it's time to get down to business. As you guys can see, looking at the Heisman watch coming into Season 2, DJ Dallas is actually the front runner for the Heisman, but definitely is going to have some competition in Trevor Lawrence and Travis Etienne, just to name a few, and just showing you guys a little bit of the All-Americans that were named, or preseason All-Americans. And as you guys can see, we've got quite a bit coming back from last year's team, last year's national championship winning team. But kind of surprising, Clemson is actually ranked #1 coming into this season. Which is surprising in the sense that, we beat them twice last year. Now, obviously, week one, we did not play a game. We actually had a bye. But as you guys can see, we jump in the rankings. We jump up to #1. And so I'm thinking, what happened to Clemson? And they actually got blown out by Georgia, which is kind of crazy to say. So, definitely have to take an opportunity to really, put a stranglehold on that number one ranking for the rest of the year. Hopefully not get upset. But just showing you guys a little bit of the recruiting. Now, before I go ahead and get started with this video, if you guys are excited for Season 2 of the Miami Hurricanes Dynasty, I'd appreciate you guys hitting that like button. Also, consider subscribing to the channel for more episodes in the Miami Hurricanes Dynasty. And then the last thing I want to pitch before the game starts is I did start an IRL channel, which is more of my secondary channel. I'll actually leave the link below. If you guys are interested in kind of like sports talk, conversation, I am interested in like sports cards as well. So I do pack openings from time to time. Go ahead and check that out. But let's get to business. As you guys can see here, we're taking on University of Michigan. So it's the battle of the UMs in this case. As you guys can see, looking at the rankings, looks like there's definitely a mismatch there in terms of offense, defense, and then just overall. We have a +6 on offense and +3 on defense. But, definitely Michigan's not a team to be slept on. They are also a top 10 ranked team, so anything could happen at this point, especially coming in early this season, with a top 10 matchup like this. As you guys can see, we are playing at Cowboy Stadium. I believe it is called the Cowboys Classic, so neutral site game. So definitely an opportunity to kind of, put on the national stage. But as you guys can see here, D.R. King kind of struggling a little bit to get any protection, which is kind of surprising because, we thought those were issues that we had last year that we kind of cleaned up. But as you guys can see, 3rd and 30, we're able to get a huge chunk back. Not able to make anything happen, but, we figured season opener, why not take a chance? Lou Headley tried to pass it to DJ Ivey, but nothing doing there. So an early turnover in the game. Probably unnecessary looking back at it now, especially considering that, Michigan is already in the red zone after that strike, and they're actually going to go ahead and get in for the touchdown. So, like I said, kind of a questionable decision to fake it so early, but, we just playing a little bit aggressive, just a little too much at that point. But nonetheless, we are fairly confident that our offense can go ahead and get it going. So as you guys can see, Derek King, first game as a starter at the helm, and he's just throwing lasers all over the place. Definitely nice to, have him at quarterback. Nothing against Tate Martell. I just feel like as far as throw accuracy and fitting the balls in tight spaces, D.R. King is able to do it. And as you guys can see there, he actually throws his first touchdown as a Miami Hurricane. He hits DJ Dallas on the screen pass. And that's, one area where I feel like DJ Dallas is able to separate himself, which is in the passing game. I want to say he was probably more of a threat in the passing game as opposed to the running game. But as you guys can see there, DJ Ivey gets his first turnover of the year. So able to take advantage of that turnover. And boom, able to hit a familiar face, Tate Martell, in stride. He's adjusted really well to that wide receiver position and is able to catch his first touchdown at wide receiver. So great to see that, Tate Martell and D.R. King have kind of already built that rapport, after, a long offseason, that saw Tate Martell switch positions. Definitely a team player, though, for him to do that, just because I know most quarterbacks nowadays if they know, they're not going to start, or they're getting replaced, and they'll probably just end up leaving. But a name that's going to be pretty you'll see pretty often in this video is Donovan Peoples-Jones. Dude was absolutely destroying our man press coverage. I want to say he was lined up on DJ Ivy a majority of the time, and it was a little surprising. DJ Ivy had an up and down game. He went ahead, got that interception initially, and then gets beat on the press a couple plays later. So, kind of inconsistent at first, but obviously most likely kind of having those first game jitters. Plus, Donovan Peoples-Jones coming into this game, he was probably one of Michigan's higher ranked players. As you guys can see there, D'Eriq King able to go ahead and hit, Jeff Thomas, able to hit Jeff Thomas, kind of beat that cover two and kind of fit that ball in between the flat and then the deep blue. So as you guys can see, kind of one dimension that I had talked about in the past video was Tate Martell in that wild cane. He's able to make it, and he actually gets his second touchdown in today's game. So he's adjusting really well. He's doing whatever he can to really, be a team player and, help out the team to the best of his ability. But as you guys can see here, Michigan's quarterback, I believe his name is Dylan McCaffrey. He is just out here looking like Johnny Manziel kind of with all the running. But he makes a bad mistake on the pass. I thought initially Bubba Bolden might have gotten beat, but it looks like that pass was a little underthrown, and Bubba Bolden is able to go ahead and take advantage and get the interception. So Bubba Bolden's going to be another guy that we're going to have to lean on defensively, just because we did lose so many pieces from last year's defensive, mainly at linebacker. But I still gotta, everyone's still gotta step up just to kind of make up for that lack of experience. But as you guys can see, rolling out with D'Eriq King, trying to see if we can make something happen, but nothing doing there. So we decided to actually go for it, and we'll try to go wild cane with Tate Martell, but that run is going nowhere. Try to call the option. Might have had a chance to pitch it. I wasn't too confident, because I think if anything, what would have happened is that it would have gotten tipped and they would have picked it up. So again, probably not the best play call management coming into this game. I just felt like, coming into the first game of the year, we wanted to be super aggressive and just try to, really end this game early, to be honest with you guys. But, no harm, no foul, able to go ahead and get the ball back. But Michigan's defense, definitely, they, for the most part, they came to play. As you guys can see, they do force us on the 3rd and 5, but able to go ahead and hit D. Wiggins on like a little baby out route, and able to go ahead and pick up the first. So again, it's just that Michigan D-line was just absolutely just having a field day on our offensive line. So that is kind of an area of concern, to be honest with you guys. Definitely going to need to make those adjustments, especially once we play some of the other teams on our schedule, as well as our conference games. And then, as you guys can see there, another interception. Al Blades this time. So there's one thing that has carried over from last year's team is the amount of turnovers that we've gotten. We've already got 3 turnovers, and it's only been we're only in the second quarter. So definitely have a lot of ball hawks in the secondary. As you guys can see, we take a deep shot to Jeff Thomas, and we think he's gone, but he gets ran down by the Michigan defender, but puts us in business, and D'Eriq King is able to go ahead and get his first rushing touchdown as a Miami Hurricane. That's kind of one of those things about D'Eriq King, excuse me. He's so multi-dimensional in the sense that he can run and pass, with the best of them. And then again, not exactly sure what Dylan McCaffrey was thinking. He just kind of lost it to DJ Ivy for his second interception of the game. So we're thinking, we smell blood here. If we can get another touchdown here, it might be GG's already. But that Michigan D-line, they do stand tall, and they're able to go ahead and sack D'Eriq King. So forces us to take our 3, but at this point, we're up 17, and our defense has been playing pretty well, relatively speaking. Unfortunately, Trajan Bandy drops a pick there. It's kind of surprising to not see Trajan Bandy kind of get in on the action, because he broke the school record last season for most interceptions in a year. I want to say it was like 11 or 12, something crazy like that. But at this point, I just want to, to me, style points doesn't really matter, considering we're already at number 1. So really, I just want to go ahead, just keep developing the rapport between between D'Eriq King and the wide receivers, But at the same time, you know, maybe use up a little clock. I kind of come to realize that we didn't really use DJ Dallas that much, so that might end up hurting his Heisman chances, to be honest, you know, considering that he was coming in as a favorite. But again, like I said, super aggressive going for it on 4th and 10. We hit Mike Harley in stride. He just flat out just dropped it. So, you know, that's not going to help. But like I said, you know, I didn't realize that we didn't really use DJ Dallas that much in the running game. Really, I didn't have that much running game in general, as McCaffrey takes a huge hit. He goes flying. I just felt like that was more because the Michigan D-line was actually pretty solid, as opposed to us just you know, kind of going away from the running game. But as you guys can see, we're able to go ahead and get the ball back. Just going to try to get into chew clock mode at this point. You know, no sense in really trying to force any silly mistakes or any silly turnovers. You know, if we can move the ball efficiently the rest of the second half and, you know, use up the clock and get maybe like another score or two, that should be enough to kind of put this game away. You know, considering how it was almost like a track meet at the initial start, but unfortunately not able to make anything happen there. Thought we could have hit Jeff Thomas on that. I want to say it was like a corner route, but it was just thrown out of bounds. And again, like I said, a name that you're going to see come up a lot in this video is Donovan Peoples-Jones. Again, against DJ Ivey, who's had a kind of an up and down game. He has 2 interceptions, but he's gotten roasted a couple times on some big plays like that. So definitely not what you want to see out of one of your starting DBs. You want to, you know, at least a little bit more consistent play. But anyway, so just going to have to go ahead and get the ball back and, you know, try to make something happen on offense, just because Michigan is slowly but surely starting to creep back in this game. As you guys can see, D'Eriq King already has 350 yards passing. I don't think I can recall at any point last year where we had Tate Martell really throw for almost 400 yards. He might have maybe in the ACC championship game, but that was because it was like a shootout at that point, you know, where it was very, very high scoring. But as you guys can see, I try to get DJ Dallas involved. I call the read option here, but I get the defensive lineman to kind of bite and able to go ahead and take it. And so we're going to go ahead and give it to DJ Dallas in the red zone, and he's going to go to work and get his first offensive touchdown of the season. So again, good to see that DJ Dallas is finally able to, you know, be rewarded for some of the work he's put in. But this McCaffrey guy, he is out here just stiff arming everything with 2 legs out here, man. He's just taking off the moment that his first read's not there. He's just instantly just taking off. But he's definitely been dotting us up a little bit. You know, I guess, you know, sometimes, you know, we're blitzing and we're just super aggressive, and he was just able to find, you know, the open guy. I got to give him credit, especially starting off kind of shaky in that first half. As you guys can see, you know, in this drive, they were just surgical. This drive, just going up and down the field without any resistance. Puts him in the red zone here. Gonna go ahead. He's gonna call the option, but he's gonna take it himself. Again, I didn't realize McCaffrey was that mobile until, you know, later on in the game when we were playing him. It might make sense because he's wearing 2 gloves. So, you know, usually you don't see quarterbacks wearing 2 gloves. You know, you would have thought he played like running back or receiver at that point. So again, you know, 10-point game here. Gonna go ahead and try to lean on DJ Dallas, but like I said before, you know, the Michigan defense was making it kind of tough to run on. They had a solid front. You know, so it was making life kind of hard for DJ Dallas, but, you know, we did pass when we needed to. Again, you know, just an easy little completion there to give us a first. Later on in the drive, 2nd and 14, try to, you know, scramble outside the pocket, get some extra time with D'Eriq King. Nothing doing there, so we decided to, you know, scramble, and he's able to get about 8 yards there, so at least make it manageable. But again, you know, nothing really doing on this drive, so we're going to go ahead, and it looks like we might have gotten Tate Martell on like a little comeback, but unfortunately nothing doing there. So we actually decided to, again, be aggressive, go for it, but this time around we go ahead and hit Tate Martell in stride over the middle, and he's able to go ahead and make a catch in traffic. I wasn't sure, well, initially when we threw that, I wasn't sure if he was actually going to be able to hold on to it, just because, you know, it's like a jungle. Once you go over the middle, you're bound to get popped by either a linebacker or a safety. So it's good to see that Tate Martell is adjusting well to his position change. And then we're going to go ahead, after taking that sack, hit Mike Harley over the middle, so make it at least 3rd and 2. Wild Cade package, able to go ahead and put Tate Martell, and again, Tate Martell showing why he's such an elite playmaker, able to go ahead and get another touchdown. I believe it's his 3rd overall touchdown of the game, 2nd rushing, and for the most part, that's going to put this game away. As you guys can see, Michigan's still fighting, though, trying to make things happen. And again, there's that guy again, Donovan Peoples-Jones, able to go ahead and almost break it all the way for a touchdown here. So, you know, got to give credit to Michigan. They're still fighting. And again, like, it got to the point where our defense was just getting gashed towards the end of the 4th quarter. Probably got a little bit tired, to be honest. Onside kick, decided to go for it. Nothing doing there. But Michigan did actually force us to punt, and they scored super quick. So I got a little worried. So that's why you see the score there being 45-42. But really, the game wasn't as close as the score would suggest. But the Miami Hurricanes do start off 1-0. And as you know, as I mentioned, you guys, if you are looking forward to season 2, you know, go ahead and consider subscribing to the channel. Looking forward to bringing this series back, and also trying to transition into a new series at some point here on NCAA. And so until the next one, guys, we're actually moving on to next week against Wake Forest. And until the next one, guys, this is Dre Knows, and I'm signing out. Peace.